Welcome to the informational video on overview of the Caltrans Division of Local Assistance, Office of Project Management Oversight. This video provides an overview of key functions and responsibilities within the Office of Project Management Oversight. This video has 6 parts. It provides introduction to Caltrans Division of Local Assistance and overview of the Office of Project Management Oversight. It talks about roles and responsibility of Federal Highway Administration, Caltrans, local agencies and others who are involved in the process. Then it goes through the project implementation process. Towards the end it discusses barriers and challenges during project delivery, and the best practices to overcome them. Let's get it started. The mission for Caltrans Division of Local Assistance is helping our partners deliver local transportation projects to enrich our community. In other words, local assistance assists locals in utilizing federal and state funds for their transportation projects. The Office of Project Management Oversight is based in Caltrans headquarters in Sacramento. We work with the 12 districts statewide to assist local agencies. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, also known as IJA, was signed into law by President Biden on November 15, 2021. The IJA retains several key programs from the previous Authorization Act, also has created several new programs. The link shown is to the IJA fact sheets on key information of various federal programs. Here are some of the major federal funding programs. Congestion mitigation and air quality is for projects that reduce congestion and improve air quality for areas that do not meet the national ambient air quality standards for ozone, carbon monoxide, or particulate matter. These are known as non-attainment areas. The funds may also be used for former non-attainment areas that are now in compliance for maintaining the air quality. The Surface Transportation Block Grant Program is the most flexible funding program that best addresses local transportation needs. Highway Safety Improvement Program is for projects to achieve a significant reduction in traffic fatalities and serious injuries on all public roads. Caltrans Local Assistance, Office of State Programs manages different state funding programs. Our office assists Office of State Programs by obtaining allocations and executing agreements. Transportation Alternatives has been incorporated into the State Active Transportation Program for projects to increase trips accomplished by walking and biking. Caltrans District Local Assistance Offices are keeping direct contacts with local and regional agencies. When needed, they will contact Caltrans headquarters for further assistance. In Caltrans headquarters, Office of Project Management Oversight is broken up into 2 offices, North and South. In both offices, there are area engineers, assistant area engineers, and analysts assigned by geographical area. Local Assistance's website lists the district local assistance engineers for reference. So how does local assistance implementation work with our partners? We primarily act as a liaison with our district offices and FHWA and the California Transportation Commission. We also interact with local and regional agencies but try to accomplish most of our project-related work through our districts. Some of the primary functions and responsibilities of the Office of Project Management Oversight are: obtaining allocations of STIP, ATP, SB1 funds from CTC. Working with FHWA in authorization of federal funds. And processing master agreements, program supplements, and other agreements with local agencies. Local assistance establishes uniform policies and procedures to assist the local agencies in meeting the program requirements for their projects. Federal agency ultimately responsible for ensuring compliance with all federal requirements on highway projects. They are approver of federal authorizations. FHWA delegates oversight authorities to local agencies. Local agencies initiate funding requests to the districts. They also do planning, programming, designing, constructing, and maintaining projects. Local agencies have primary responsibilities for implementing specific federal aid projects. The California Transportation Commission, or CTC, is responsible for programming and allocating funds for the many different programs in California, for example, CMAQ and STP. The CTC makes a single annual allocation consistent with the state budget. For programs directly administered by the CTC, STIP, ATP, SB1, the CTC programs and allocates directly to individual projects. The metropolitan planning organizations and regional transportation planning agencies have various responsibilities. Their primary responsibility is the programming of projects into their FTIPs. Why is there an authorization process? Prior to beginning highway work for which federal reimbursement will be requested, the project must be formally authorized by FHWA. In California, we refer this as the E-76 process, or simply as authorization. This project implementation diagram is an overall view of the federal aid process broken down by the various components and phases. Authorization is FHWA's permission to proceed with the phase of work and be eligible for reimbursement. These phases of work are specific. Separate requests are required for preliminary engineering, which includes environmental and design. Right-of-way may include utility relocation. Construction may include construction engineering. The date FHWA approves the authorization establishes the date of reimbursement. A project is not eligible for reimbursement until the authorization has occurred. Work that occurs prior to authorization is not eligible for reimbursement except for at-risk PE. Important, for construction, you must have authorization before you advertise. Failure to receive construction authorization before you advertise is critical procedural error and has made construction federally ineligible. When you do seek authorization, make sure the request is not too soon or too late. Too late means you have missed out on possible reimbursement for work that has occurred prior to authorization. For construction, you may have made the project ineligible for federal funding. Too early, if you fail to begin work, the project may become inactive. Master agreements and program supplement agreements are made between local agencies and Caltrans. The E-76 agreement is between FHWA and Caltrans. Those three agreements allow the money to flow from FHWA to the local agencies. The E-76 agreement acknowledges the authorization and obligation of federal funds to a specific project. Each agreement is a legal contract between Caltrans and local agencies specifying project requirements, funding commitments, and other agency responsibilities. They are required for reimbursements. Master agreements are required for both federal aid projects and state-only funded projects. Program supplement agreements list location, work, and cost specific for each project. The E-76 agreement is between FHWA and Caltrans for each specific project. It is the responsibility of the local agency to only seek reimbursement after work has been completed and paid. Only then can Caltrans pay local agency and FHWA can pay Caltrans. Per master agreement, DLA invoicing policy requires local agencies submit an invoice at least once every 6 months from the initial authorization date. The Prompt Payment Act allows for 60 days of processing time before interest is paid. The processing times shown are estimates of the time it takes to process an invoice. Project becomes inactivity is not a good thing with FHWA. This is metric that FHWA monitors closely. Caltrans considers a project is inactive if no payment activity has occurred for 6 months or more with a balance of unexpended federal funds. The master agreement stipulates that a local agency is to invoice every 6 months. FHWA considers a project inactive if no payment activity has occurred for 12 months or more with a balance of unexpended federal funds. Projects on the FHWA inactive list are subject to future obligations being delayed until the project is removed from the inactive list. The current inactive list is posted on the local assistance website. All projects with an unexpended balance of $50,000 or more with no activity for the past 9 months are subject to an inactivity review. An inactive justification will be required to prevent the project from having its funds being deobligated and the project closed out. Local agency can prevent a project from becoming inactive by simply keep invoicing. If not, close out the project and release the funds to other projects. Similar to inactive projects, FHWA also monitors untimely obligations. When there is no billing activity within 270 days of the project's first obligation of federal funds, the project is labeled as untimely. Office of Project Management Oversight has created an obligation plan and uses online tools to monitor all projects in the obligation plan. We are creating training to local agencies so local staff can monitor all their projects in real time online. After a project has been completed, local agency need to submit final report of expenditure to close out the project. After FHWA issues final voucher, local agency will need to retain the project records for 3 years from the final voucher date. Local agency is also obligated to provide maintenance to avoid being sanctioned by FHWA. Starting with programming until the completion of each project, a project may take years, even decades. During this time, Caltrans and local agencies may experience workforce turnovers and staff movements. It is challenging to provide continuity throughout the whole process. State and federal funding could sunset and new funding program could start, so what worked before may not work again. Expectation to funding management, workloads, customer services, and oversights could be different between programs and over the years. All those elements could form barriers to project completion and making the whole process constantly changing. Caltrans constantly changes policies and procedures in order to keep up with the process and will continue to provide training on all the updates and revisions. However, most of those challenges are out of local assistance control and makes it hard to predict cost, schedule, and number of projects. Every year when deadline is near, rushes of obligations, usually more than 50% of the projects, come through during the months of May, June, and July. Often critical dates of a project could be missed due to lack of understanding, such as project end date, inactive project status, timely use of fund. All can impact project schedule greatly. Earlier we mentioned new funding programs introduce new rules. Changing in performance measures, new regulations such as Buy America, DBE, SB1 all add difficulties in project management and oversight. What can local agencies do to help Caltrans overcome the challenges we face? Stay in contact with Caltrans and coordinate throughout the programming and project delivery process. Include important and detailed information in programming documents. Deliver projects early to fulfill obligations and not miss critical dates. Follow and take training on policies and procedures to ensure smooth process and be updated on changes and new regulations. Again, most importantly, monitor critical dates to avoid delay or lose of funding. We are also making constant improvements to streamline the process and make it more transparent. We launched risk assessment program and certified local agencies for delivering federal aid projects. Eventually, all local agencies will be trained and certified. We launched project end date dashboard to ensure local agencies not missing any critical dates. We have quarterly project delivery status meetings to go through each projects with local agencies. We have started a few project management pilot projects to learn from them and hopefully to enhance all project management oversights based on those pilot projects. All the enhancements, latest policy updates, and organization information can be found on Caltrans local assistance websites. The website shown is the main internet page for local assistance. Training opportunities can be found on this website too. Make sure you sign up for the local assistance email subscription and use the links to LTAP and CTAP for more training and resources available to local agencies at very low cost to no cost. At the link shown is the internet website for Office of Project Management Oversight. This website provides many reports and status updates. Under project monitoring are two key reports we mentioned before. They are inactive projects and project end dates reports showing two key critical dates. We also provided links to the invoicing process, agreements, and other useful information for local agencies' convenience. At last but not least, here are some facts about California local agencies and Caltrans local assistance. There are more than 680 local transportation agencies in the state and carrying out about 5,000 active projects on ongoing basis. Among them, more than 4,000 are federally funded. These active projects represent $9 billion in federal funds and $16 billion in total funds. Federal funds for local agencies are roughly $1.6 billion per federal fiscal year. Office of Project Management Oversight processes about 2,000 authorizations and over 7,000 progress invoices every year. Thank you for viewing the informational video of Caltrans Local Assistance Office of Project Management Oversight Overview video. Additional information can be found on the website shown. Our contact information and Caltrans District contact information can be found on our website. We are here to serve you, local agencies. Please feel free to contact us so we can deliver local transportation projects to enrich our community together.